I chose Tufts because I found that it was an environment that was very interested in increasing diversity and inclusion. It is an institution that's not afraid to address the issue of racism and discrimination that's taking place across the United States within healthcare systems and within the world in general. So recently, myself and my colleagues asked Dr. Roberts to sponsor several Black residents within Tufts Medical Center to attend the National Conference for the Student National Medical Association. This is an association that focuses on supporting minority medical students within the United States. And each year there's a conference that allows these individuals to gather. And so we requested that Dr. Roberts allow us to go to this conference and recruit minority medical students and show them what Tufts has to offer. I would love to go and just show individuals that we have diversity at Tufts and we are interested in having more. I think that it's very important for us to reflect and to represent the patient population that we serve. It's important for the next generation of physicians because you can't be what you can't see. And so the more diverse our physician body is, the more we're able to support, relate to, and learn from one another as well as our patients.
I think it's important to highlight the contributions and the history of Asian Americans in this country. It's been a long and complex history and continues to evolve. I think it continues to be a difficult time for this country. And I think especially in the Asian American community, we saw right away some of the impact of that pandemic. You know, people were uncertain and afraid, and it really drew out some of the worst in people. Some of the work I'm doing outside of the hospital involves collaborating with residents from other institutions. So we've been able to collaborate and write articles on the history of Asian American populations in the United States, as well as things that our colleagues, other providers could be doing to be better allies, both to their Asian American patients and also to their Asian American physician colleagues. I think Tufts is so uniquely positioned to work with the Asian American population. It's one of the reasons I chose to come here is that Tufts is located in Chinatown and we have a really robust Asian access program, especially within the OB department, that really focuses on racial concordance for the patient's experience all the way from beginning to end. And I wanted to be able to come here to train in that environment and learn more about what that's like. I think Tufts has done a really phenomenal job continuing to cultivate that relationship by making sure we're partnering with local community-based organizations, ensuring that our Asian Access program continues to remain strong.
I work with kids, adolescents, and adults. I run through an asylum clinic. We identify people who are in high need, people who have been forced displaced, whether that's through war or trauma or abuse, and that have suffered migrational trauma along the way and that are seeking asylum or refugee status. Anyone that migrates here under that level of trauma, they tend to be scared. I mean, there's a fear component that's there. What I do mostly is I do forensic evaluations for their asylum and refugee cases, and then try and connect them with outpatient resources. It's essentially you're identifying what the trauma symptoms are, what their story is, and kind of giving voice to their story. When it comes to this kind of work, it's not, it's easy to just think about the individual kiddo and then just forget about it. We have one of the kiddos who was on our consult service, who was an asylum or refugee, who hadn't started this process, and the only reason they were flagged was because they ended up in the hospital. Tufts provided me the ability to connect them with the outpatient resources, so they allowed me to take this kiddo under my panel, let me connect them with like a lawyer or start that process. I don't know many places that would be open to doing that.